handouts over here on the left that you need to please pick up. If you didn't get those, please do them back. Get them now. And welcome back to Stephanie, who was out ill, and Julia and Sarah, who were out. Oh, Stephanie, were you ill last week? Is that why you were here? Okay. Stephanie's back. Julia and Sarah are back. And some other people are out this week. And I did get an email that said, should I send my son who is sick? If you are sick and you're coughing and juicy, thanks, but no thanks. Stay home until you feel better, because we don't want to spread it all over to everybody, although it was the kind of that parent to ask if they should come or not. So what are we celebrating? Can I buy a pencil? What are we celebrating this week? If you have gum, you don't need to swallow it, but you can be excused to go throw it out. Yes, Caleb?
I'm celebrating Sunday.
This Sunday coming up?
Yeah.
As in Super Bowl Sunday? Is that what's going on? You're celebrating that. You're celebrating already, or you don't care who wins?
Well, the Patriots are definitely coming to win, so.
Oh. The Patriots.
John, they said about the Steelers, buddy.
Okay, I hope you're right, Caleb. Yes, Ethan.
My dad's birthday is on Super Bowl Sunday.
Your dad's birthday is on Super Bowl Sunday. Well, I hope it goes well for him. I hope that the Cats win for him. Yes, they're Miss Kristen.
On Saturday.
Hold on, say that again.
I'm starting gymnastics on Saturday.
Kristen's starting gymnastics. Is this your first time? Okay, good for you. Do it safely. Caleb and Tyler are here with different hats on today. That helps to tell you apart. Yes, Hope.
We're celebrating my mom's birthday today. She was on the 25th, but she wanted to celebrate it after because she was busy.
Okay, happy birthday to Hope's mom. We don't have to know how old she is, but happy birthday, Hope. Yes, Lauren.
Lydia's birthday is coming up.
Your sister, her birthday's coming up. That's great.
Mom wants to know how to explain poetry to the 6-year-old because Lydia wants to know, but I'm not sure how to explain it.
I would not be the poetry expert to ask, but I'm sure it's out there. Has anybody seen Rebecca Lombardo today? No. Okay. She's here. Ethan Lapp is here. Rebecca, I don't see yet. Matt and Nate are here. You two have the same hat back there. Tristan is here with accoutrements. Julia and Sarah are here. Okay, and Jessica's down there in Florida drinking in the sunshine. Terrific. Okay, so for starters, we're celebrating that the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. So if this was Olympics, it would either be gold or silver, right? Because first place is gold and second place is silver. So we know it's either gold or silver, and we're hoping for gold, of course, with the Patriots this week. What is anybody else celebrating? You don't get on YouTube, you tell us what you're celebrating. Yes. Stephanie?
It's going to be 50 degrees tomorrow.
It's going to be 50 degrees tomorrow. I hadn't heard that. Wow, that's neat. Anybody else have anything they're celebrating? Emily, your hair's cute.
This is on YouTube.
What do you think
That's
of my
it?
hair, Mrs. Wolf?
I can only see the front, and it's very cute.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm sending this in.
And we've got five people with hats, so. Wait till you see the hat that I have for today's class. I've been waiting to wear this for a long time. So what's coming up on February 2nd, which is in 2 days? Anybody know, Stephanie?
Groundhog Day.
It's Groundhog Day, and what does that mean? Anybody know? Somebody, a little animal, pops out of the ground, and supposedly he looks to see if his shadow is visible, and if his shadow is visible, that's supposed to mean something about winter. So if the sun is shining, he'll see his shadow, and if the sun isn't shining, he won't see his shadow.
Spring comes sooner or something.
So you can look that up and see. It's all based on this little animal in this little town, whether or not he sees his shadow. That's what's coming up on February 2nd. Whether or not it predicts it correctly, I'm not exactly sure. But he's a famous little guy. He's a groundhog or a woodchuck. Take out this sheet of paper that looks like this. Should have gotten when you walked in. It says on it alliteration. Mrs. DeVries, did you get everybody's papers yet?
No, I was wondering if you
Okay.
needed
Hannah's going, this hand is gonna come around and collect everybody's homework. Can you give it to her, please? So you have two things to do at once. Get your homework out, and Hannah's gonna zip around and collect all that. And then take out the piece of paper that says alliteration. The first, well, actually there are two. Take out the one that says 42 on the bottom. It looks like this. Let's get this on our little movie here. Kristen, you know this is okay. It's picking up all right. Do I have to stand in a certain place?
You can just like stay within those two boards.
Okay. This is from Excellence in Writing Student Resource Notebook, which you will get as a free download if you buy any of their theme-based books. Okay, Mr. Hutchins, you got yours? All right. My British friends would be appalled at my faux accent. Where's that going to?
Mrs. Reese.
Okay. So it says at the top alliteration, and if we close that up, do you see it starts with the word all in there? All alliteration. You've heard me say over the years I'm sort of fond of Latin, though I know very little about it, but I know enough to know that littera, maybe Tristan actually, you can help us with this since you've taken a lot of Latin. Littera means
Like literary.
literary, the same thing. Literary has to do with writing. It's one of the derivatives of this. So if you see littera in here, it has to do with letters. And if you also see, if I go like this, another clue to what this means, A-L-L, all letters. So alliteration, as this says to us in the box there, is a poetic device that uses 3 or more words that begin with the same sound. Not necessarily the same letter, close together. These words may be separated by conjunctions, articles, short pronouns, or prepositions. And why do we say they may be the same sound, but not necessarily the same letter? Well, you know in English, we can spell, for instance, the sound with a PH or with an F. So you might say, at the funny farm, the phone was ringing. So we've got alliteration there, even though when you look at it, we've got a PH making the sound sometimes and an F making it the other. So when we say it's a poetic device, it should be a clue to us that this is really for our ear. When I'm teaching you about this, we've strayed into a new group of stylistic techniques. And I've been waiting to get to these stylistic techniques for the longest time so I could get out a special prop I have for this. So in order to do this, I want you to take out your portable walls and find the page that says stylistic techniques. You get out yours, I'll get out mine. At the same time, find the stylistic technique. Oh, this will be so perfect for something as crazy as YouTube. I mean, we might as well go all the way and go completely out of the box. So you see on the inside front left the stylistic techniques. So we've done all the dress-ups, we've done all the sentence openers, and now we're moving down into the decorations. So the alliteration is the first one of all the 6 decorations. They're not, we're just going to jump around in order. In the SRN, the first one that's taught is alliteration. So I got this hat specifically. And then last year when I taught decorations, I looked all over. I purchased this from a catalog. I thought, this hat is like so perfect because it's like decorations. And when I saw it, I thought, I gotta wear that hat when we teach decoration. And then I put it in a box somewhere and I couldn't find it last year. I was like, ah! So now this year, finally, I found it again over the winter. So now this is the first of our decorations. So it's just so crazy for me to wear this while I'm teaching decorations. that you'll remember it. That you'll remember alliteration, 3 or more sounds close together. When you write it, it's really for how it sounds in your ear when you say it out loud. And here are some examples, like this one. The big, beautiful butterflies took to the sky. Or, clumsily, he clawed and clambered up the cliff. Some of you, if you're in public speaking, you're used to this with tongue twisters, because they're a lot like this. The sunny city was sizzling with excitement. Notice that some of those are S's and some of those are C's, because they all say the soft S sound. Here's a famous one by the author A.A. Milne. Anybody know what A.A. Milne wrote? Yeah, so Winnie the Pooh. His name's like mine, E-B-A-A. The King's Breakfast by A.A. Milne ends with this famous alliteration. Nobody, my darling, could call me a fussy man, but I do like a bit of butter for my bread. So now, when you have your toast in the morning, I do like a bit of butter for my bread. So it's made famous by alliteration. The rest of it isn't famous, but that last line, I do like a bit of butter for my bread, bless you, is famous probably because of the alliteration there. So they want you, pick up your pencil, and see if you can create some of your own. Crazy cats. Now those aren't enough because they need to be at least 3 words long. Crazy cats, blank. Daring dogs, blank. So see if you can fill those in, and we'll hear from you about that.
Does it have to be 3 words?
At least 3. Last year I got some kids that put 10 or 11 together. Good one. The question is, how do you spell chaotic? Chaotically, like that.
Do they have to make sense?
Do they have to make sense? They should, like, seem to go together, but you could put some nonsense in there. Your necklace is perfect for your shirt. Okay, who's got one for crazy cats? Anybody all done with all 4 of them yet? Nope? All right, I'll give you a few more minutes. How you're really thinking. It's like steam rising from your ears.
Do we have to do the try your own?
You can do that at home. Okay, Stephanie Evans, what have you got there? Top one.
Crazy cats eat candy.
Crazy cats eat candy. How about you, Carolyn, for crazy cats?
Crazy cats
Crazy cat's claw at coins. Melanie.
Crazy cats clumsily claw the couch.
Great. Matt.
Crazy cats cuddle cutely with coconuts.
Beautiful. Emily.
Crazy cats claw the couch.
Chaotically. Excellent. Nathan.
Crazy cats clambered up the
Great. Can you say it louder for our YouTube?
Crazy cats Crazy cats clamber up the cupboard.
Clambered up the cupboard. That's good. Chloe?
Crazy cats climbing and carelessly. I can think of another word.
Good. Okay. How about starting with Lauren, let's do daring dogs.
Daring dogs dazzle dangerous beacons.
Good. Opie.
Daring dogs don't wear diapers.
Sarah?
Daring dogs dump a clump of dog food on the ground.
Okay. Julia.
Daring dogs dodge dodgeballs.
Good. Kristen?
Daring dogs dump the dumplings in the ditch.
Okay. All right, now let's go on to Jazzy Jets. Tyler.
Jazzy Jets jump and jog for joy.
Caleb.
Jazzy Jets escape jail like jelly.
Oh, good. Ethan.
Jazzy Jets jet over the bridge.
Tristan.
Jazzy Jets just jump jubilantly through the air.
Caleb.
Jazzy Jets jumped over jaguars.
Good one. J's are harder because we don't have as many J's starting words. And how about who thinks they have a really good one for Silly Sally? Okay, Tristan.
Silly Sally sadly sang a strangely sorrowful, sluggish song.
Wow. How many is that? About 8?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Beautiful. Okay, who's got a great Silly Sally one? Sarah.
Silly Sally smells the seaweed coming out from the soggy slum.
Okay, good. Yes, Kristen?
Silly Sally sashayed swiftly down the street.
Beautiful to sashay down the street. Caleb?
Silly Sally sipped a sour soda while slipping down a slide.
Good for you. Tyler?
Silly Sally slowly sat on a sandwich.
Yeah. Ethan?
Silly Sally sat something on the very sassy spectrum.
Excellent. You can really get into these. Chloe, you want to share yours?
Yeah, Silly Sally was surprisingly sitting silently.
Good. All right, you have one too, Stephanie? No?
I'm just lame compared to them.
Yours is lame compared to this. And as you get going, you really get thinking of these. And you will get really going with these because this is part of your homework is on the next sheet that says alliteration. This is for homework. So you will not be doing it in class right now, even though I realize you just caught the alliteration bug. So this is one of those decorations that's really fun to do. You'll need to add it to your checklist. So somewhere in the 2 paragraphs that you'll turn in next week, you will write an alliteration. At least 3 or more words. Try not to count words like to and the as part of your alliteration. That would go by the title of being very lame. Like people sometimes will say to me, they went, this is dolphins, they might say they went to the tower. And by the way, this is how we mark decorations. We put a dash line under them, and then we say what kind they are. So for alliteration, you write ALL dot. So they'll write to the tower and call that alliteration. It's got as much punch as a deflated balloon. It's really lame. It doesn't really make your ears perk up. Alliteration should be one of those things that as you're going along when you're reading about it, your ears should go like, zing, I just heard that. It should really sort of like grab you by the scruff of the neck and say, listen to this. Like, you know, in Beethoven's symphony where he goes, dun, 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 dun. It should be the same way with your alliteration. It should make everybody pay attention to that because it's for your ear. So when you do your alliteration, make it some words with some powerful punch, just like the ones that you just did for me. I see a couple of hands raised. While I answer those questions, please get out your dolphin mini books and 2 pieces of plain paper. Yes, Ms. Hope.
How many of those alliterations did you say?
Hope's question, Mr. Lapp, is how many alliterations? Mr. Penson, at least one per paper. Some of you are going to love these so much, you'll probably put one in every paragraph, which you may, but it's a minimum of one per paper, along with one teeter-totter. We'll talk about that when we get somewhere. Gentlemen, can you stop the buzz in between, please? Yes, Miss Kristen.
Where do we mark the A-L-L underneath or in the margin?
Okay, Kristen's question is, where do you mark the A-L-L? So let's say we go like this. Chocolate, chompers, chew. How do they chew? We'll just do it. How do they chew?
Oh, I was gonna say chew charcoal.
Chew charmingly. Chocolate chompers chew charmingly. So then we would go like that. A dash line, as if you're doing Morse code, and just somewhere under that dash line write A-L-L period to show that it's alliteration. We have 6 different decorations. That's why we have to label which kind they are, but we're just learning them one at a time.
Can you put our portable walls back?
You can put your portable walls away, yes. So this is this being the last Tuesday in January, this means it is the end of Unit 6 for us. And starting next Tuesday, we will go on to Unit 7. So we have been working all of January, starting the second week in January rather, on our plan with our acronym. I'm just going to put, sort of like hangman, I'm going to put in as little as I can and see if you know what goes there. We're working on our plan with Unit 6. Ethan?
T-M-I-E-M-U.
T-M-I-N-E-M-U. All right, he's got the right initials, but what do they stand for? Chloe?
Too much information.
This side, too much information, and the other side, Hope?
Too much, easy management and useful.
Okay, so this side, TMI, too much information. You're given the assignment to do a research paper. Almost always the problem is you're ready to tear your hair out. Ah, I've got too much information. So you need a plan that will make your information easy, manageable, and useful so you can, 1, limit it, and 2, organize it. So that's what we've been working on for the last several weeks. We started it back in Unit 4, and this is what they call, have you seen this word and wondered what it means? R-E-D-U-X. Looks really funny. It means the second time around, you're redoing it. So when we're on Unit 6, we're like, we've taken Unit 4 when we first started doing research papers, but now we've made it a little bit harder with the addition of the mini books. You're writing only from the mini books. So what's the plan? Let's say we have a newcomer that just walked in today, and they see you all sitting here with these mini books, and you say to them, oh yeah, we have a plan for this. It's easy, manageable, and useful. And they say, well, I've never done anything like that before. What is the plan? How do you work with these mini books on your research paper? What is your easy, manageable, and useful plan? So what would you say to them? You say, take book A and do what? You tell me. Hope?
You do the topic and clincher sentence.
Okay, topic clincher rule on every book, and what does that generate? Does everybody remember? A, B, and C. When we do topic clincher rule on every book, what do we generate? Don't all of you get laryngitis at the same time. Do we do that just so we can do topic clincher rule, so we can remember the topic sentence and the clincher sentence must repeat or reflect 2 to 3 words? There's a purpose for that. Kristen?
Is it so we see which paragraphs in each book have the same topic?
Okay, so we go with topic, topic, topic. So we might have topic 1, topic 2, topic topic 3, 4, 5. So for every book, we generate a list of topics. So we've got all of our topics from book A, all of our topics from book B. That is a really bad looking 5, sorry about that. And we've got all of our topics from book C. Then what do? Caleb Sarkera.
Connect the different ones that are alike.
Right, we connect all the ones that are like each other. So let's say this one is like this one, is like that one. Emily, what do we do after that?
We fuse them together.
We fuse them together after we take notes. So let's say Emily wants to write on migration and she says, oh, migration is here, here, and here. She goes, this becomes our map, doesn't it? It shows us, oh, in book A, if you look at the 3rd paragraph, that's going to be on migration. You go there, starting on a new sheet of paper, take notes from there, take notes from here on migration, take notes from the 4th paragraph on migration in book C, and then you have to fuse by reselecting. So that's it in what they call in a nutshell. So we did that, you did that at home last week for 1 paragraph. But now we've got 2 more to write. And what we'll be writing on, I chose them. And the way I chose them is I looked at the books and I thought to myself, what topics appear in more than 1 book? Remember, if a topic only appears in 1 book, you give it a thumbs down. You say to yourself, there isn't enough information there, or it's only written from one person's bias and you want what they call more of a broad spectrum. So what topic of general interest appears in more than 1 book? So we're going to do migration and community. So what we'll do is, how many of us are there today? 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 5 is 17. Does anybody want to be a split in half person today? Because that's an odd number. No, I'm just teasing. Okay, so 17 is 8 plus 8. Let's see, we'll go this way. Everybody from Sarah over. So this group is going to do migration, and this group is going to do community. So what that will help with the outline. So of the migration, everybody take out your Dolphin mini book. This group is the migration group. This group is the community group. Now let's look at our list of topics. Let's do it. Community people, can you just hold on a minute while I talk to the migration people? Migration people, what books have, of the A, B, and C mini books, where do you find migration covered? Tristan?
A and C.
Okay, so of the migration people, Tyler to Sarah, you're going to do the book C together. You're going to take the notes from book C. And Caleb to Caleb, this is going to be the book A. And what you'll do, you folks, is you will do the outlining and you'll write here, migration A. Okay? Migration book A. That will be you folks. And can you just write it in the top half, because then we're going to fuse here. Notice I did not give you a special sheet of paper for taking notes. Believe it or not, it wasn't because I was forgetful Jones, although I can be. It was on purpose so that you realize that you can do this on a plain piece of paper. You just take your plain piece of paper, Kristen, I'm going to borrow yours, and you turn it sideways, because there will be plenty of times when you're not in an excellence in writing class and you need to do a research project like this. Take it and fold it in half this way. This is when you have like 3 sources. So then on the bottom is where you'll do your fused outline, and then you can take the top and fold it in thirds since you have 3 mini books. Well, actually, yours is just 2 topics, right? Migration is, and how about community? Is that, how many books is that in? You take a look at your topics. So for the migration people, since it's only in 2 books, you only have to fold the top half in half. Okay, so you can take, yours will look like this. Migration book A, migration book C, fuse down here. How about on this side? How many books does community appear in? 2. So you can do it the same way when you have just 2. So you take your paper, fold it in half this way. The top half will be before you fuse. So you can fold the top in half and you'll have one book, and then the fusing will go across the bottom. Okay, so now this, they're doing book A. This group is doing book C, right? And so yours will go up here. Okay, so you folks are going, if you want, you can scoot around. You're going to have to read that paragraph out loud together, okay?
Mrs. Wall?
So one of you can take a pen and do that. All right, now this group.
Husband's migraine
This
is when they're reading and during the artist cards communicate on
Okay,
their
folks in the, that goes all the way over to Hope, right? Folks in the community, which book says it?
they migrate to follow the fish.
Okay, so book B will be Matt, Emily, Lauren, and Hope. Community, C. I'll get rid of that CI. Okay, so that means Matt, Emily, Lauren, and Hope, you will get together, read the paragraph out loud, decide what 6 sounds you're going to do, write them down, all of you on your own paper, and one of you will come up and write them on the board. Got that? Understand? Okay, now the others, and you two might want to come and bring your chairs up here. Melanie, Carolyn, Stephanie, Chloe, and Matt, Nate. Where in your book do you see community?
We're doing community next.
Yes, but a different book. That's like a see, Stephanie, what you say? What paragraph? Second paragraph. Okay. So that means the 5 of you. The 5 of you read your second paragraph out loud. Take notes on your piece of paper. All of you take notes, and then one person goes up on the board and writes it here. So it's in the podcast, because this is going to be refusing.
Yeah, we need to get keywords for B, I guess.
I think the most interesting is during the autumn season, the herds congregate in their movement south. So large herds congregate.
So here's, you know what, you are all supposed to be working together. This doesn't look like that is conducive to that. So you two should move here, or you two should move there. Guess what?
What do you
Names on there.
do you think it's interesting?
I like the fact that the last page.
Yeah, Emily, the expert.
How are you doing?
So we just do any paragraph community?
No, you're not doing
Migration.
paragraph.
Community, migration. I told you.
Community in book B.
Which one is this? Yes, it is. I'm so not ready.
Okay.
How are you coming, folks?
We're number 4.
No, 4.
What do you think is the most interesting?
Bring your chair on over time.
Beautiful one.
I think it's interesting that the Pacific Dolphins eat salmon. Salmon, that's how cool it's
Travel, and then it goes ends for north equals spring, and then S south equals fall.
Plus Billy.
Oh yeah, we can only do
It's interesting that Atlantic takes it.
Yeah, we can only do six.
I think that
Part of humans.
Oh, you have the six.
Russian nines think differently.
And for two would be like. Then for two we can just do like something from the Russian.
oh, I did interesting. The Dolphins migrate north.
Leaving the north around Greenland and Alaskan Island. And they go to the ice. What do we do for what? Summer time, right?
Well, they're social.
Right?
I don't know. How many?
Oh wait, are we agreeing on
Probably
this?
together. Anyways. Okay, good job, Jen.
Yeah,
Just gonna write it up there.
Oh.
Very large tree.
Go Caleb, go Caleb.
This is wolf. Do we all have to write the same thing for our keyword outline?
It would be helpful for this if you did.
We kind of already have separate ways.
Add to the growing nest. Just go like this. Straight. That's good. Green. Yeah, Caleb. GR. But we move right north. Who's gonna view this?
Gee, this Caleb?
Okay, the first group has their outlining done, so everybody move a little faster.
Guys, so wait, how many? We can just do VI.
Oh.
Wait, your green one, that stands for community, that stands for background, VI. And then we can just do.
Yeah. Go back right there.
Then just write those Scotty.
On resistance.
Yeah, who is writing on the board?
Write those Scotty.
You're with that group, right?
That said
I'm just writing
north.
these
And Emily, you're doing it.
You guys are ready to go upstairs and bring these down and you guys, and then I'll come back. No, you have to get them over. Everyone's already waiting. It's like we're the only group who's done. Anyways, we are. While dating occurs one summer, try dating as you. No, wait, what are you racing?
You get it.
After 1 year later, no, that's a long time.
It's not saying there. It's
I don't know. I think it's supposed to be resist.
Summer.
R-E-S-I-S-T.
Does anyone have
Good.
we all are.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
I did it short.
So, they're looking at
Oh my, that hurts so bad. Okay, so can we just copy theirs? Their A? No. Don't copy it. They are on A. They're on B. Copy their A. We copy their A. Sarah, pick like a blue one. Yeah, pick like pink. Pick like yellow. Pick pink.
Parts of
Oh, I hate
Okay, so to make your homework easier for yourself, you can copy the outlining that the other groups did.
I can't even see.
So that you don't have to go home and do it on your own. Here you
Right
go.
there.
Why reinvent the wheel? So as Caleb gets out of the way, as soon as he's almost done, you can write this on your outlining.
Should I do something?
You hear that, everybody over here? As you get done, fill in the outlining. So you'll need one sheet for migration, one sheet for community.
What does it say?
So we're
Not really. Okay. Wow.
Yes.
What does that say? Guard?
Where? Guard.
Oh, guard.
That you turned into an A?
Are we doing two paragraphs or are we doing that paragraph? No, we doing paragraph.
I know. Let's say auntie.
You're on YouTube. Control.
Beautiful.
So you need to
Next one.
So ladies and gents, as you're sitting in your seat, you will be developing your own 2 pieces of paper with your outline. So copy what you see on the board that your classmates have developed. Oh, you have one of those flowers too, Julia. One of those duct tape flowers. Can I leave this here? Do we get to talk about that? The world is really tilting.
Oh. Smile.
Oh, the letters are nice and beautiful. Emily, I think you can go back to your seat now. Is it good? That's good.
Yep.
We bring and back
When everybody has everything written off both boards, this one, so this is the migration page, and this is the community page, 2 different pages. When you have that all written, let me know by putting your pencils down. Yes.
So we're writing out them.
Right.
And then we have to wait till we're done.
Yes. So copy this board on one piece of paper, copy this board on another piece of paper. If there's something that you can't read, raise a hand.
We just go over there.
We go over there because we can't see the board.
Sure.
Oh, we have to copy theirs too.
Yeah, ours.
Everybody is copying on 2 pieces of paper, both boards. One for migration, one for community. If you have to get up and move, go ahead and do that. There is an auntie. When you read the paragraph, you'll understand. There is a figure called an auntie. You two probably have to kneel down. Why don't you move over, or you can move over by Kristen. Yes, Kristen.
What did the
Large herds congregate.
I'm going.
Canadians don't migrate, all like squid. Large herds congregate, Canadians resist cold, migrate, Pacific eat salmon, summer they head north.
Are we using it yet?
Those of you that are coming up close, can you kneel down so you're not doing a, you know how they say down in front? What did you say? Congregate means get together. Like the congregation at a church.
Yeah. Number 3.
What do you think? Oh, they have a permanent spot. Yeah, they do. Don't they always look like they're laughing?
Yes. Oh, I'm kneeling down, so
Wait, what is number 1 say?
wow.
One migration don't migrate.
Canadians don't migrate.
Wait, I mean,
Is that summer?
migration.
And then hot?
Thank you.
Summer north.
What the heck is that?
Oh, summer.
This says summer north.
What is
So it
travel
says
and
Canadians don't migrate, all like squid, large herds congregate, Canadians resist cold, migrate, Pacific eat salmon, summer north. This side says migration and mating linked, travel north in spring, south in fall, leave Greenland and Baffin Island, go to Nova Scotia and New England. Mating occurs summer, calves born 1 year, migration, mating related.
does that say Novia?
Nova Scotia. It means New Scotland. It's part of Canada. Everybody have their notes written in? Oh. Emily, Matt, you have your notes written in?
Almost all. Does that say
Is that a dollar
occurs?
sign by the migration?
Did you?
What is that?
It's migration and mating link.
Oh, it's
And.
an and.
Yeah, it's an and.
What's after meeting occurs? Does that say summer?
Mating occurs summer.
Yeah.
Leave Greenland and Baffin Islands, go to Nova Scotia and New England.
Thank you.
We need to find Baffin Island down here.
What's number 4? Mating occurs summer.
Mating occurs summer. Calves was born 1 year.
Are we gonna do the used outline here?
Do not fuse your outlines here, please.
What?
Yes.
Excuse me. Man, I just don't understand what the second one's trying to say.
Travel north in spring, south in fall. Yes.
What is the second on community
We're Week's mom, Auntie Push. That's a very good question. I'm so glad you asked that because it leads right into what I'm going to say
Tristan, can you
once
give
you're
us the
done.
link to the video after?
Okay, folks, 2 minutes and you need to be done. So write fast, please. Write quickly. Somebody's Mating occurs summer. Okay, folks in the front, can you head back to your seats and stay after class if you didn't get to finish? I won't erase it, okay? All right, so as you've read some of this, some of you are there and I see the worry lines increasing in your head and you say, what does that mean? So you can tell from how hard this is to make sense out of that it would be a big mistake to fuse right now without having read the paragraphs first. So that even though your friends have done some of the work for you, you have no idea what they meant by what they said here. What does this mean? Weak, mom, auntie, push? Unless you read the paragraph. So before you fuse, when you go home, before you write, you'll need to go back into your Dolphin mini books, gentlemen, and read the appropriate paragraphs. And here's some other things that happens. It's very easy when you read about this. Baffin Islands, when you're reading particularly in Book C, it says this about migrating. It says, leaving the north around Greenland and Baffin Islands, the Atlantic species move ahead of the growing ice to Nova Scotia and New England. It's really easy to just go and pay absolutely no attention to where those places are. I had to scratch my head myself and think, Baffin Island, Baffin Island. Nobody I know has ever visited Baffin Island on vacation. Where is it? So it's very helpful to yourself to get out something like this. Hannah went and got this globe for us and find out where they are. Here's Greenland right up here. And you may have heard the story about Greenland and Iceland. Iceland is a little bit south of it, that they really should have been named the opposite, that Iceland is very green and Greenland is very icy. And Baffin Island is actually this very long, see how close it is to the North Pole? It's way up there north. So they're leaving there and heading south to Nova Scotia is one of the 13 provinces, 13 I believe, of Canada. And it stands for New Scotland because the first settlers who came to it. So it will help you as you learn your geography. When you're reading these, don't let them just blow by and think, oh, that was just part of my writing. It's not anything to do with geography. It becomes a time to actually put your geography into practice. As you're writing on dolphins, and you say, the dolphins did this, the dolphins did that, then the dolphins did this and this and this, Do you hear how repetitive that becomes? So one of the helpful things that you can do, not only for you writing it, but for me reading it, is to make yourself a little synonym chart beforehand. So instead of just always calling them dolphins, 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 as my geometry teacher in high school used to say ad nauseum, because it made you nauseous, you heard the same word so often. What else could we call the dolphins? Make yourself a little synonym list. Hope.
Do we turn in the alliteration?
Wait a minute. We're talking about what else can we call the dolphins. Kristen?
Porpoises.
They're also called porpoises. That was one of them that was right in there. What else could you call them, Kristen?
Birds of the sea.
Birds of the sea. Now, why would you say that?
Because they fly through the ocean.
Because they fly through the ocean. Okay. These birds of the sea. What else might you call them? Especially where they talk about them having a permanent smile. Could you call them underwater clowns? When they talk when you're writing about the fact that they have a permanent smile, you could call them underwater clowns. Did you notice that they're sometimes called marine mammals? Marine meaning they're in salt water. Mammals because they have hair, they give birth to live young, they nurse their babies. So, and they probably have I know they have a scientific name that you could also call them by. So before you get started on your writing, so that this is a helpful thing to do for yourself, sort of expand your vocabulary and have this list. You can go to dictionary.com, that will be another place where you can find some synonyms for that. Now I know you want to find out what your homework is, right? Everybody's like chomping at the bit. What's my homework? You tell me. I bet you've sort of gotten an inkling. Hope, what do you think some of your homework is?
Write 2 paragraphs on dolphins.
Okay, Hope's got a good start. 2 paragraphs on dolphins. So take out your sheet that you write all your homework on. Next week is February what? Today's object date. February, not the 8th. Super Bowl Sunday's February 5th, so add 2. The 7th. So February 7th, 2 paragraphs on dolphins. 1 will be on migrations, 1 will be on community, because that's what we just outlined. But prior to that, you're going to read the appropriate paragraphs that we just outlined, and you will need to fuse. You do your own fusing, but read the paragraphs first, or all this shorthand here will mean like nothing to you. And so you need to put in all your sentence openers, all your dress-ups, and a teeter-totter, and the new one, alliteration. So it would be helpful for you to add alliteration to your checklist. Why don't you get out your checklist right now and add alliteration to your checklist somewhere in your paper. You already know you have to add an alliteration. Add, I mean, a CT, now add an alliteration. Yes, Carolyn.
We want 1 alliteration.
Carolyn's question, do we want 1 alliteration for each paragraph? The minimum is 1 per paper. But some of you are going to get so excited about this, you're going to put 1 in every paragraph. So if you're going to be a so excited alliteration person, put 1 in every paragraph. But you need to put at least 1 in your paper. Yes, Tristan?
Are we doing both paragraphs on the same page?
Both paragraphs on the same page, yes. And the topic clincher rule. Yes, Miss Sarah?
If we put more than 1 alliteration in, do we still need to mark it, or just put 1 more?
Sarah's question is, if you put more than 1 alliteration, do you need to mark it? You need to mark the first one. So you don't need to mark more than 1. Some of you have already been doing them. That's why I know you're excited about them. Mrs. DeVries, who would you like to see?
First of all, 4 of you did not hand in this stylistic or no, style tools and examples page that you were also supposed to hand in with your paragraphs. So check and make sure you handed that in to me. And I need to see Stephanie Evans, Lauren Beck, Sarah and Julia, Nathan, Tristan, and Chloe.
Okay, the rest of you see you next time.